Another funny Bible story that highlights God's humor can be found in the Book of Jonah. The story of Jonah is filled with irony and comedic elements, particularly in Jonah's reluctance to obey God's commands and the consequences that follow. In Jonah 1, God commands Jonah to go to the city of Nineveh and preach against its wickedness. Jonah, however, decides to run away from God and boards a ship headed to Tarshish. As the ship sets sail, a violent storm arises, and the sailors become terrified. Jonah, meanwhile, is fast asleep below deck. The sailors, realizing that Jonah is the cause of the storm, wake him up and ask him to pray to his God. Jonah admits that he is running away from God and suggests that they throw him into the sea to calm the storm. The sailors reluctantly throw Jonah overboard, and the storm immediately subsides. At this point, Jonah is swallowed by a large fish, where he spends 3 days and 3 nights. Inside the fish, Jonah prays to God, acknowledging his disobedience and asking for deliverance. God commands the fish to vomit Jonah onto dry land, and Jonah finally agrees to go to Nineveh. The humor in this story comes from Jonah's futile attempt to run away from God, the irony of him being asleep during a life-threatening storm, and the absurdity of being swallowed by a fish. Jonah's eventual repentance and God's mercy add a layer of divine humor, showing that even the most reluctant prophets can be used by God. The story of Jonah is a comedic reminder of God's sovereignty and the futility of trying to escape his plans.